All right, in this video we're going to talk about one of my favorite topics, keyboard shortcuts. So before we get started, I'm going to show you kind of a cheat sheet that you can utilize in case you get lost or you say, well, I don't remember what that keyboard shortcut is or that kind of thing. Remember, you always have a reference of Photoshop itself. They will give you a guide and kind of show you exactly what you need to know on that. So if I expand this out and I will bring it up, down and around, okay, you can see right here we have kind of the legend or the key for the keyboard shortcuts for our tools, okay. You can clear the tools, you can restore. If I click here, I can change the keyboard shortcut to whatever I want it to be, and I'm going to keep it the default. But you can really get wild with this. And one idea that I could give you is you could change every single one of these keyboard shortcuts to whatever you want. One idea would be do the alphabet. So A, B, C, D. Let's try that. Let's do that once. So let's do A, we'll do B, we'll do C, we'll do D. Oh, D is already taken. Where's D? What? Where's D? I don't think it's taken, is it? A is taken too. How come they let me do that? Come on, man. Let's clear the tools. Okay, so we can bring this over, bring that over, and we're going to group these together. And then we have the marquee tool. And you can make them separate. So you can completely customize this. And we learned about the tools in the previous video, but in this video, we can really go even a step further and customize this to whatever we want it to be. Okay, so let's say that we use the move tool all the time, but I don't use the artboard tool. I use the marquee tool and the elliptical tool, right? So we can make this B and this C. We can bring the lasso tool in here, the lasso tool, yeah. Okay, but where's the... Okay, how about we do numbers then? Okay, I don't think those are taken. Okay, I can't. All right, so they're messing up my game here, but here's the point. My point is you can use a custom set like this, and we can go through here and kind of make it easy. So A, B, C, D, and we'll do E, and then I'll do F, G, and then H. Okay, so we'll look at this first, and then so I'll do A, B, C, E, G, H. This is going to mess me all up because I'm used to the default. I'm used to the default tools, so that messes me up. But wow, ha ha ha, that's hilarious. I have to laugh. That is crazy cool and ridiculous at the same time. Okay, so now that that experiment's over, I'm going to clear the tools and we're going to restore to defaults. Okay, and we'll talk about kind of the main keyboard shortcuts. Okay, and I'll leave this over as a cheat sheet over here, and let me restore the defaults. I'll leave this over here so I can see the cheat sheet, right? Of course I can't see it because they won't allow me to do that. I can't cheat. So we're going to focus on the move tool. We'll talk about the rectangle tool, the lasso tool, the crop tool, the brush tool, the eraser tool. Like these are the ones I know without any effort at all. Let me just see if I can get my tools back. Okay. I thought I brought them back, but maybe not. Okay, so if I hit V, that gives me that. If I hit M, See, I'm all messed up now because I'm used to doing V, M, L, eyedropper is I, brush is B, eraser is E. The paint bucket, which is a weird one, is G. The type tool is T. The hand tool is H. The zoom tool is Z. Okay, so we have Z, H, T, P for the pen tool, I for the eyedropper, G for the paint bucket, which is backwards, eraser, brush, wait, which one was this? Clone stamp tool. I would think that'd be the spot healing brush, but again, this is why you need to customize this to what you need, because if you just base it on the defaults, which I've been doing that for 20 years, so I kind of like the defaults, but if you want to be a little more customizable than that, by all means, go for it. Okay, now the other keyboard shortcuts are the menus. Okay, and again, I grazed over this, but you can always go to the keyboard shortcuts and, not that one, but this one, click on the three dots here, right click on it, edit the toolbar, and these are all your tools right here for the toolbar. Okay, so that's kind of your reference guide for that. Now for the menus, if I click here, I have all the keyboard shortcuts. Actually, I don't have any because I'm not in the right menu. Hold on. Ignore what I'm saying. Hold on. Let's see here. Okay, here's the keyboard shortcuts. So I was on the menus, and this is the shortcuts for it. And this is just the menus where you can customize this entire application to whatever you want it to be. So you can hide menus, you can show menus, and I call them sub-menus. So this is a main menu, and then this is a sub-menu, okay? You can turn all these on and off. You can change the color, okay? So we literally can go in and customize this application to whatever we want it to be. Adobe has given you that creative freedom to really customize this to your liking, okay? So with the keyboard shortcuts, for the Photoshop menu, which is right here, for general, we do Command K. We can hide Photoshop, Control, Command H, and Option, Command H to hide others. Okay, that's just one example. And you can customize every single menu and submenu in Photoshop. You can give it a shortcut. So I can make an entire course just on customizing Photoshop, literally. I could talk about this for hours because the possibilities are endless, okay? So I encourage you to have fun with this and investigate on your own above and beyond what I show you. But you can see undo, redo, fade, cut, copy, paste. These are three commands I always use a lot, way a lot. Then we have image. There's not a lot of keyboard shortcuts on this one, but again, you can customize this to however you want. Layers, Shift Command N, I use that all the time. Another one that I should make a command for is merge, because I do that a lot. Let's see if it's on here. There's so many menus in this one menu. There's like a gazillion submenus. So to go through all this, again, it takes a lot of time to do that. Then we have type, and there's a lot of options here too. So like I said, this is why Photoshop is a Swiss Army knife for digital creators, because it has every imaginable option you can imagine to do whatever you need to do for your digital work, okay? To make really high-end products and cool stuff. So select, you have Command A, Command D, Shift Command D, but now with the AI, with the little menu at the bottom here. So I noticed one thing. I'm going to cancel because there's a point to my thing here. When I select this, okay, they have this little bar down here. Okay, now if I select this, they have like this little bar down here. I don't know what they call this thing. I've never seen this before. This is a new feature for 2023 because I've never seen this before that. It's like a little sub menu or a little, a menu bar. I guess you could call it like a floating menu bar. And I think it's valuable because it gives you kind of a quick tool to fix stuff quickly. And it targets whatever your content is. So it's obviously integrated with AI. So very cool. Okay, so let's go back to we're gonna go back to edit and we'll go back to keyboard shortcuts. And let's scroll down here to, I think I was on select, so let's do filter. So again, we can edit all of the filters and add a keyboard shortcut for every single one if we want. I would only do that if you use a certain filter a lot, then give it a keyboard shortcut, and then also make a document that gives you all the keyboard shortcuts so that you know what they are. Because there's only 26 keys on the board here. So it gets a little bit confusing when you have a lot of keyboard shortcuts. But if you keep it simple, it's not so bad, okay? Same thing with, well, that's where I just was, filters. See, I'm losing it. 3D, again, I'm not really a fan of doing 3D work in Photoshop, but it can be done, okay? View, this is, excuse me, this, again, the only thing I really use View for is the zoom tool and the tab and the letter F. Tab gets rid of all the panels, and F changes the screen mode. Okay, so that's really all you need. View for plugins is there's not really anything in the menu, so there's no keyboard shortcuts for that. Window, they do have some, but not a lot. And then help. So, and they don't have any keyboard shortcuts here. So, there's not a lot of keyboard shortcuts for the menus, but there are some. And you can also do tools, you can do task spaces, and you can do panel menus. So I can grab the 3D panel, okay, and the actions panel. I can set a keyboard shortcut for a panel command. So if I really wanted to get into this beyond anything that you could ever imagine, which I'm not going to do, I'm about to wrap this up, but I'll say this. If you really wanted to get into it, you could go into the actions panel as an example and set keyboard shortcuts for, oh, excuse me, oh, stop, I'm yawning, sorry, pardon my yawn. You could literally create a keyboard shortcut for all of the different commands that you do inside of the actions panel, and then make a document of some sort that documents what those keyboard shortcuts are so that you can utilize those keyboard shortcuts for that panel. Okay. So like I said, the options are endless for keyboard shortcuts. What I stick to for the most part is the default keyboard shortcuts because I just kind of use what they had. But this really gives you an opportunity to go above and beyond that. So if you want to expand outside of the default keyboard shortcuts, by all means, do that. And one last thing I'll show you, which is really cool, is you can change the color. So for example, the menu, right? Let's look at File. So for new, I can change this to blue. Okay, if I hit OK, I go up here and I hit File. Now it's blue, so it's highlighted a different color, so it's easy to find. Okay, I think that's really cool because it gives you the ability to customize your experience. So it's different than what I have on mine, but our experiences are different. You know, you may like pink. They don't have pink. You may like violet. Okay, so I got a violet menu. Okay. I think that looks great on gray too, and it pops. So it's easier to find and it's easier to read the keyboard shortcut. So again, if that works for you, go for it. Okay, by all stretch of the imagination, go for it. Have fun. I hope you enjoyed this section, which was the keyboard shortcuts. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.